Hi, welcome to another episode of Inner Abundant Mindset. And today we're going to be talking about creating better cash flow. And our guest today, Eileen, brings a totally new approach to how she evaluates each of her clients' unique situations as a business, credit, and finance coach. And she also co-creates, along with her clients, a cash flow system that releases stress and saves them time, effort, and money. Wow, who doesn't want that? Well, welcome, Eileen. We're happy you're here.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, and I'm kind of curious, what do you mean by a cash flow system? What is that?
Very simply, a lot of people look at their home budget as a cash flow system, and I don't like the term budget because I think it's so restrictive. So basically, money flows into you and money flows away from you. So the cash flow is all about how you control that.
And that's important. And so, because we have this flow of flux in and out, isn't it kind of important that we would need to know our financial numbers?
Absolutely. I think one of the things that most people tend to avoid is what's the balance in their checking account?
Yeah, I know.
What are all the limits on my credit card and how much of that am I using? So what we do when I work together with a client, we put together and we have a good time doing it, a very strategic cash flow plan. We look at all of your numbers. We make sure that you gather all of the information that you need. So when we do our sessions, prior to that, you're going to have that information together. And then we put a plan together. And every month you're going to look at this, and it's so much easier and less stressful for you.
Yeah, I bet it takes all the stress out, doesn't it? Because now you know
Absolutely.
what your overhead is, you know how much is going out each month, you know what you need to bring in, right?
Exactly. And, like I said earlier, it's one of the last things we want to look at, but it's one of the most important things in our world. I
Yeah.
mean, money, it does make the world go round. And as long as you're controlling it, you have access to your information and you're doing with your money what you choose to do rather than the rest of the world letting you know, hey, I want this and I want this. You just have it all in one place. So every single month, you know exactly where you are, you know where you're going, and you know how to get there.
Oh, that's great. So, as an entrepreneur, what are some common mistakes they make when it comes to their finances and their credit?
Oh, great question. And as a business credit coach, you know I love this question, right?
Yeah.
So anybody that starts out on their business, we usually use our personal credit to get started. So we're tapping into our credit cards, and what we don't realize when we're doing that, we're hurting our family and putting our family and our assets at risk. So one of the biggest mistakes that we make is we keep on doing that as entrepreneurs, and we don't give ourselves the opportunity to get financing opportunities because we're not building credit in our business name. And people just don't realize it is so much easier to do than they would think.
Oh,
So
I had no idea. You want to build credit in your business name.
absolutely, you
So
build it on your,
how do you do that?
so obviously you have to have a business. And the first thing is having a business entity. And most who are listening to this call are probably entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs. So the very first step is establish your business identity, get your employee identification number known as your EIN.
Oh,
Yep, that's how the federal government recognizes your business, and
right.
get a checking account in your business name.
Yeah.
When you start off with those basics, then you can start getting business credit in your business name, no personal guarantee, and it doesn't affect your personal credit scores.
Interesting. So that
Yeah.
was very valuable. That was a hot tip. So if a listener would love to get a hold of you and learn more about you, what is your website? And do you have a free gift?
I do. You could go to, I'm known in my world as the Credit Gal. So my website is thecreditgal.com, and you can go there and get a copy of my free ebook. It's called 5 Points for Better Cash Flow. And within those steps, you are going to be able to do everything you need to do to gather your documents together, to gather all of your financials together, and we're going to have it in one place for you. And
Nice.
there's exercises in there for you to complete. So it's thecreditgal.com. Just click on the free ebook and you'll get that right away.
Oh, perfect. Now, I understand that there's a tip that you could give our listeners that could start them on a savings, maybe. Is there something that you could share with them on how they could, a tip they can walk away with today?
So the first thing, and I've learned this many, many years ago, and I actually teach my son how to do this, is pay yourself first. I know everybody's heard it, but it's the most important thing you can do. Take 10% of your pay, 10% of your earnings, wherever that's coming from, and don't put it in a checking or a savings account, but initially you're going to have to start there. And then you're going to want to be able to invest that into something that's giving you a better rate of return on your investment.
Oh.
So just save that 10%, set it aside, don't touch it for anything. And that is the very first thing that I teach people when I do the cash flow.
Oh.
And the reason for that, the biggest reason for that is when you start to see money building up in your accounts, you feel better.
Yeah.
You know you have something.
Right. Right.
And I'm going to give you a second tip.
Okay.
If you have someone in your home that works for a company and you haven't gotten to that entrepreneurial step yet, make sure that they have the correct tax structure in place for a 401k or a Roth. Make sure that they're putting the right amounts into that so that they have that savings later in life too. And if you can get a self-directed IRA, that's my biggest tip, look into that. Get a self-directed IRA.
Okay, that is valuable. Well, this has been very insightful. I've got some great information and tips, and I'm sure a listener has too. So thank you very much for being on the show today.
Thank you so much for having me. I greatly appreciate you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye-bye now.